everybody. A few things that have just been kind of heavy on my heart, and when I'm driving and forced to be still, as somebody who has ADHD and autism and has to be a very both physically and mentally busy person, having that forced stillness kind of helps me just zone in on some of the things that I'm either thinking about or struggling with. And the last couple weeks have been extremely busy for me, and not just in a busy, lot of stuff to do, but a lot of I'm doing a lot of heavy lifting, both mentally and physically. And I have some new additions to my family this month. I have 2 full-time foster children who have joined my family for the unknown future here, in addition to my biological son. And then for 10 days here, I have 3 additional foster children joining my family. So it's been really busy, especially as a single parent household. I work full time, providing care and learning for children in daycare. And in addition to that, I run the rescue, which is a ton of work in itself. Thankfully, I have a wonderful team that, helps support me, and helps me carry the load with chores and with messages and with care and all of that stuff. In the last couple weeks, I have been blessed to be a part of 2 weddings, 2 incredible couples that just have not only so much potential together as a married couple, but also who just have so much potential as forces for everything great in this world. I have been very strongly affected, emotionally and mentally, by the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk. And at the same time, I've been so incredibly humbled and motivated and inspired by the absolutely overwhelming coming together of unity and love and power and strength that has been the aftermath of his death. Last night, me and my beautiful son attended our local Dakota Hope Clinic, our life-affirming clinic, pro-life clinics fundraiser, and was able to get caught up on the incredible work. Somebody's dogs on the road here. The incredible work that they are doing. And I'm currently on my way to a funeral for a really dear friend of mine, Rhonda, who herself was such a force, such a inspirational woman who gave every minute of every day of her life to her amazing husband and her beautiful daughter, and doing every single thing she could to make the world a better place, not only for animals and Native Americans in her community, but also for anybody who needed help or resources. She was just an incredible woman who was diagnosed with cancer, with breast cancer, beat that cancer, was able to ring the bell, and then it came back. incredible and amazing things. And one of the most common questions that I get from people is, how do I do it? How do I balance everything? How do I get enough sleep? Which I'm obviously lacking. How do I stay strong and positive and motivated? And how do I prioritize things? And how do I take care of myself? And how do I just balance things? And why do I do so much? And it's hard to explain, I guess, but to me it really is just a calling. Of course I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm depleted all of the time, and I try really hard to be very mindful of that. In my life, I have gone to some very, very dark places. I didn't know how to take care of myself. My mental health struggled. It affected my physical health. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to recognize my needs. I didn't feel safe in reaching out to other people and relying on other people. I had learned through trauma very young that I was my own support, and I was the only person or the only thing that I could consistently rely on. And so I buried it all, and I carried it all, and it took me a lot of years of hurting and healing and therapy and work every single day to be better and communicate better and be healthier and to stand up for myself and not just be a yes person, to be somebody even strong enough to carry the weight that I take on. And a lot of times it does get incredibly heavy and I get incredibly tired, but I have amazing people in my life who, though it's not their burden and it's not their task, know that they can't do things that I do on the scale that I do them, and love to do their part in helping me continue that by supporting me in ways that they can, as they can, when they can. And that means so much to me, and it's so inspiring. I was feeling pretty low a few weeks ago. I was feeling like in certain parts of my life that I wasn't making much of a difference, and that the work that I was doing, I don't want to say wasn't being noticed, because I don't need recognition. Recognition isn't what I want, but the work that I was doing wasn't having as big of an effect as I hoped that it was, or that I thought that it was for a while. And I had some incredible women who probably thought that their opinions didn't make much of a difference to me, but I had some incredible women just happen to come up to me at different times and be like, hey, when I wake up in the morning, you are who I want to be. And say things like, I don't know how, with everything you've gone through, that you still show up with energy and a smile. And just incredibly humbling things, and just really opened my eyes and gave me a new perspective on what I thought I was failing in, that I was actually succeeding in, and that I was making a difference, and that I was inspiring other people. And that's what it's about. That's why I do what I do, and that's how I do what I do, because even though I'm so tired, my goal is to do what I can in every aspect of my life to change things for the better. I want to leave things better than they were when I started. And whether that's at work, at home, in the lives of children, of foster kids, of my adopted kids, in animal rescue, of my friends, my community, you know, like the way that I view it is having that mindset of being able to affect things, even if it's small ripples, even if it's things that I didn't know I was affecting. If I can leave things just a little bit better, it's worth the energy that I invest into it, because it's an investment. It grows. If I do it right, it grows. And that's how you change the world. You can't just change the whole world. You can't just pick up the world and change it in one day. You can't change a country in a day. You can't change a state in a day. You can't change a community in a day. Well, unless you're Charlie Kirk, but all I can do is try to make little pieces of my life better for those who are involved and those who come after me, and teach my children to do the same things. And if enough people do that, it'll leave the world a better place.